As idealists, INFJs can be extremely seductive lovers, friends, and colleagues. What are the INFJs' seduction secrets? The infamous book, The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, classifies all seduction styles known to mankind into 9 seducer archetypes. I've been captivated by romance ever since I saw the movie Boomerang as a young INFJ kid in the 90s. And surprisingly, I found out that the INFJ typically fits into a whopping 5 out of the 9 seducer archetypes Robert Greene describes in his book. He states that having more than one seducer archetype makes you dangerously seductive.
You have one of these qualities, at least one, maybe 2. If you have 3, we're all in trouble.
What are the typical 5 seducer archetypes of INFJs that make them so dangerously seductive? And which ones suit INFJs the best? In this video, we'll discuss 9 INFJ traits that are seductive and tie them one by one to the INFJ's 5 seducer archetypes out of the Art of Seduction book, so that you know which INFJ seductive traits to develop to become even more attractive. Furthermore, we'll determine which seducer archetype fits the INFJ the best. I'll also reveal all the 9 seducer archetypes so that you can recognize when one of them is seducing you, and I will uncover who was the greatest seducer that ever lived according to Robert Greene as well. Lastly, we'll discuss a hideous seducer archetype. This type is repulsively unattractive and anything but seductive. You must avoid embodying any of this type's traits so that you won't chase everybody out of your life. Now, let's dive in. Number 1. INFJs are seductive because they are passionately curious. INFJs want to know whatever or whomever catches their interests on the deepest level. They want to truly fathom what it is that makes people tick. What type of person are you at your core? What type of environment and experiences helped shape the way you are today? What drives you as a person and your decision making? What is your life's purpose? Which quirky personality qualities and interests make you mesmerizingly unique? What are important life lessons you've learned so far? What are your fears, doubts, and pain in life? What kind of soul are you? INFJs try to consciously and unconsciously find answers to these type of questions whenever they interact with people. INFJs absolutely delight in entering someone else's soul for a while when being invited in there, even though INFJs actually invite themselves in by being curious about the other. INFJs are seductive because their deep level of passionate curiosity in someone else's world is intoxicating and irresistible to anyone. To be truly seen, heard, and understood willingly by someone that fully delights in your unique world with a seemingly insatiable curiosity? How tragically rare is that in today's fast-paced, hyper-efficient, ever-distracted society? INFJs understand and embody this wisdom intuitively and shower the people they come across with love through their curiosity. A love which seems to transcend romance. Now, to feel yourself being bathed in love just for being yourself? Who could say no to that? The passionate curiosity of the INFJ is an aspect of the seducer archetype, the ideal lover.
It's massively seductive because think of it, how rarely that happens to you in life. How rarely does somebody talk to you and actually appears interested in what you have to say, is actually interested in your spirit, is actually interested in your ideas and where you come from in your childhood. If you're talking to someone for several hours, which nobody does anymore anyway, but let's say that's involved in your seduction, you're talking to them. If later in the conversation you come back to something they said hours ago and you kind of bring it up again in a different context, it's going to register that you were listening to them and you remembered it and it's under your skin and it's deeply seductive because you're listening to someone. People don't listen anymore. They don't reflect. They don't mirror you anymore. It's something we're all missing. That's why I don't find the word seduction evil at all. We're missing this so much in our pleasureless, completely political world where people aren't open to the spirits of other people. They're just so closed off. So you're listening. So that's a gesture. It's not the words that you say, but the fact that you remembered what they said.
Number 2. INFJs are seductive because they give you their full attention. INFJs tend to move through life with a palpable generosity of spirit. By that I don't mean INFJs donate a lot of money to charities or buy free drinks for everyone at a bar. No, INFJs tend to be generous with another type of currency that makes them notoriously seductive: attention. On top of the INFJ's unquenchable curiosity, as discussed earlier, the INFJ gives whomever they interact with their full attention. The INFJ's attention is like a warm, soothing bath that is just too comfortable to get out of. During conversations, INFJs tend to not just listen with their ears, they tend to listen with their whole body. Their eyes, ears, and body are focused on you. Even their thoughts and awareness are directed only to you. An advanced INFJ doesn't have that many thoughts while listening, but only the space of awareness in which they hold you as they listen to you with their whole being, it seems. INFJs are seductive because their highly focused but relaxed, undivided attention to others make people feel seen and seduces those on the receiving end to open up even more. The INFJ's concentrated presence is even palpable to bystanders who witness the INFJ in conversation with another. This can serve as an invitational beacon for those bystanders to engage the INFJ in conversation as well, just to have a taste of that hypnotic attention. Recently, a woman told me this was exactly the reason why she came to talk to me, as she saw me talk to someone else at a meetup before. And it's to no surprise, because people are starved for high quality attention in this smartphone-centered, short attention span having, increasingly egocentric society. To a typical INFJ, checking your smartphone or having your smartphone in sight, looking around too much when you're in face-to-face conversation, or being internally distracted by thoughts are all blasphemous violations of the INFJ's social norms and etiquettes. Ideally, you won't see them do any of that, which make INFJs dangerously seductive within this attention-starved world. The attentiveness of the INFJ is an aspect of the seducer archetype, the charmer.
Benjamin Disraeli is one of the greatest seducers ever. I mean, absolutely brilliant. He was a charmer, a seducer. He could seduce the birds out of the trees. He seduced Queen Victoria. She was madly in love with this dark-skinned Jewish man. And the whole art of it was, for Disraeli, was to make the other person feel like they were special, they were brilliant. There's a quote I have in the book, I'm not going to get it exactly right, but there's this woman who said, after sitting next to Gladstone at dinner, Gladstone was the great rival of Disraeli. After sitting next to Gladstone at dinner, I thought he was the most brilliant man in England. After sitting next to Disraeli at dinner, I thought I was the most brilliant woman in England. Disraeli charmed everyone because he made you feel like you were special, you were brilliant. And he gave you the sense that you were the star of the show.
Number 3. INFJs are seductive because they are masters of social harmony. Despite the fact that INFJs are predominantly introverted, they tend to have a highly developed extroverted side. So much so that many people tend to confuse INFJs for extroverts. Granted that the amount of extroversion varies greatly from INFJ to INFJ, still, a significant amount of INFJs see social skills as an art form. The way in which INFJs radiate their warmth in a social space, either one-on-one or within a group, is the ultimate testament to this. INFJs are the figurative social central heating. Whenever the temperature in a social situation gets either too cold or too hot, the INFJ's social thermometer detects it and switches their social central heating system on or off, depending on what's needed to get back to a comfortable social temperature for everyone involved. Is the person I'm talking to getting uncomfortable because I'm sitting too close? Let's move back a bit. Is the group engaged in an interesting conversation, but this one person is kind of left out while sitting far away in the corner? Let's invite them to join or ask them what they think about the subject without putting them on the spot too much. Are the members of the group getting a bit awkward because of the palpable intermittent silences within a group conversation? Turn some fitting background music on to take away the feeling of a public presentation while speaking to the group. The INFJ's list of tricks to regulate social harmony goes on and on. INFJs are seductive because of their mastery of social harmony. Everyone feels included and taken care of. The INFJ easily seduces whole groups at a time, using their superb social awareness and harmony maintenance skills. The INFJ's ability to create social harmony is a quality of the seducer archetype, the charmer. Number 4. INFJs are seductive because they are mysterious. Even though INFJs are called the extroverted introvert, their extroversion is different because INFJs tend to not talk too much or share a lot about themselves like classic extroverts tend to do. Despite the INFJ's capacity for strong social engagement, they retain a level of mystique that sparks intrigue, wonderment, and leaves something to the imagination. INFJs are seductive because their mystique draws people in to find out more or leaves space for others to project their fantasies onto the INFJ. INFJs who are aware of the effect of their mystique often consciously play with it to make small talk more interesting. During social gatherings, they may only share something about themselves unless someone asks for it specifically. And even when the INFJ gets a specific question, they may playfully dance around answering it directly. This way, INFJs slow down the unraveling of their personality and inner world by the other, like a lover who slowly lets themselves get undressed by the other during foreplay to build even more anticipation. With their intoxicating mystique, reminiscent of a fine dark Bordeaux wine, INFJs intentionally and unintentionally invite others to project their own irresistible fantasies onto the INFJ. As such, INFJs actually invite others to seduce themselves. Renowned romance artist and dating coach Zan Perrion said, "Women are complicit in their own seduction." INFJs recognized this notion and noticed that most people in general are complicit in their own seduction. A seduction that seems to transcend romance, because it applies to platonic interactions as well. Because within the ever-increasing rationality, hyper-efficiency, and detached drone-like existence within our modern societies, people unconsciously yearn to be seduced by captivating vision, interaction, or experience to feel alive again. The INFJ's mystique is a quality of the seducer archetype, the star. I'm talking about their elusive and ethereal presence here.
The star is sort of this person I use as the example. The woman is Marlene Dietrich, and what it is they've learned was you have a kind of blankness to you. You're not too obvious in what you say and what you do. You're not overtly this way or that way. You have a kind of an emptiness to your face, to your blankness, to how you move. And you allow people, you don't talk too much, and you allow people to project onto you their fantasies. They see into you what they want to see into you. They have a mysterious air about them. So for someone like Marlene Dietrich, she had like this added presence, but you couldn't figure out what it was because she didn't say or do anything directly. Quietness is much more powerful than noise. If your face is quiet, you're able, and your whole body is quiet, and your spirit is quiet, you attract the camera, you attract attention. It looks powerful.
Number 5. INFJs are seductive because they listen actively. With strong nicknames like the extroverted introvert or the social chameleon, it's safe to say that the archetypal INFJ has a reputation as a highly skilled communicator. One of the secrets to the INFJ's prowess as a communicator and social seductiveness is the practice of active listening. According to Wikipedia, active listening is the practice of preparing to listen, observing what verbal and non-verbal messages are being sent, and then providing appropriate feedback for the sake of showing attentiveness to the message being presented. Active listening is listening to understand. It ranges from asking follow-up questions mid-conversation, zooming in on a certain topic the other introduced, all the way to nodding your head in agreement to show you understand and encourage the other to continue talking. INFJs understand the power of active listening intuitively and seduce almost anyone during conversations into revealing more of themselves. The INFJ's active listening skills are aspects of the seducer archetype, the charmer. Number 6. INFJs are seductive because they inspire others with their alluring life dreams. There are few things more seductive than an inspiring dream or vision for someone to believe in. As true idealists, INFJs paint beautiful pictures of appealing dreams of the future where they envision altruism, creativity, sovereignty, and abundant human flourishing in total harmony with nature. In their declarations of their devotion to these dreams and the ways they pursue them, they seduce and entice those around them. Because someone who's caught up in a life's purpose that transcends themselves is instantly alluring. The amount of passion and devotion with which the INFJ's words and actions are imbued while attempting to make their grand visions a reality are irresistible to almost anyone. Because don't we all want to be swept up by something larger than the mundane and transcend the ordinary? The INFJ's sense of purpose, devotion, and conviction are qualities of the seducer archetype, the charismatic.
And then there's the charismatic. This isn't so much a sexual seducer, because not all the art of seduction is about sex. A lot of it's about social seduction, political seduction, marketing seductions. The charismatic is a man or a woman who's filled with this intense kind of confidence. And the image that I use is that there's almost like a light inside of them. You can't see, but from within it illuminates them, and it makes their eyes wide open with an energy, and it gives them this kind of animation. And we have to hear everything they say. They're great orators, right? And they radiate this kind of confidence that sucks us in. We feel like when we're close to them, we're getting some of their own confidence. We feed off of it. And so they don't have to say anything. We can almost feel it, because we humans have a nonverbal side, and we are definitely sense the energy of people. And a person who feels so strongly and confident about a cause, for instance, like a Malcolm X or someone like that, or Martin Luther King, it's so intense, that energy, that it just draws us in, and we become followers of them.
Number 7. INFJs are seductive because they speak the secret 6th love language. The book, The 5 Love Languages, explores the 5 ways in which people usually express their love, which are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. INFJs are especially seductive because they accidentally speak a secret 6th love language, which isn't talked about in the book and goes unnoticed by many. Romance artist and dating coach Zan Parian said it first. The 6th love language is a loving distance. A loving distance means that intermittently, after having spent quality time with your loved one, go back and attend to your own life's purpose and venture into solitude, growing, renewing, refreshing your spirit and yourself as a person with new experiences, so that when it's time to see your loved one again, you bring fresh, new, and revitalized energy to the relationship dynamic, which is a very attractive phenomenon. Dating coach Corey Wayne alluded to something similar. Women need space and time away from you to miss you and wonder about you, which will build their attraction towards you. INFJs need a significant amount of solitude to pursue their grand life dreams, practice their creativity, and recharge from prolonged social and external stimulation. Because INFJs regularly need solitude and retreat into it, they automatically create the loving distance, which is allegedly the 6th secret love language. The INFJ's commitment to their purpose in life, which shows in how they regularly need to physically attend to that life mission, is a quality of the Seducer archetype, the charismatic. Number 8. INFJs are seductive because they are devoted lovers of beauty. Beauty is the defining principle the INFJ's life revolves around. Beauty in art, beauty in nature, beauty in relationships, beauty in lifestyle. Beauty in our mysterious human existence on Earth. Beauty in the poignant passage of time through which we retrospectively recognize distinct defining seasons of our spiritual path in our fleeting lives. As true metaphorical treasure hunters, the archetypal INFJ is seeking beauty everywhere and appreciating beauty anywhere they can find it. This includes the inner and outer worlds of other people as well. INFJs are seductive because their palpable love and devotion to beauty is mesmerizing to witness, especially when the INFJ uncovers the beauty within you. During conversation, the INFJ tends to gradually and meticulously strip away the figurative layers of your personality until they strike gold. That gold is your authentic core essence. All of that which is unique to you and is often overlooked by others and quite frankly overlooked by yourself as well. The INFJ will carefully lift that core essence of yours and will behold it like a precious diamond within the sunlight against a backdrop of a clear blue sky, in awe, reverence and delight of your inner beauty. Now, who could resist such a great taste in beauty? The INFJ's utter delight, childlike wonder and enthusiasm about all the beauty in life is a trait of the Seducer archetype, the natural.
The icon for that was Charlie Chaplin. Basically, it's a person who has retained a lot of their childhood qualities. These are people who, they don't seem infantile, but they've grown up and they've retained a lot of the child within them, right? They seem to have that kind of impish, mischievous quality of a child. They don't seem to be trying to put something on. They're just authentically who they are. They're naturally spontaneous. They're naturally funny. Sometimes they may say something that will offend, like children will do, right? But they're very charming in the fact that they don't seem to be trying, that they're so authentic. Staying in that kind of child dream world, fantasy world is very seductive. You know, the reason it's so seductive is it doesn't seem like a put on. And someone like a Charlie Chaplin was an incredibly effective seducer.
Number 9. INFJs are seductive because they are comfortable in introversion and extraversion. Part of what makes INFJs so rare and unique is their fluidity in introversion and extraversion. Now, granted that at the core, an INFJ is and will always be introverted. Despite of it, they can channel a lot of extroverted energy for at least a little while when it's needed in a highly vibrant social setting. INFJs can do this to the degree that they are often mistaken for extroverts, even by true extroverts themselves. In a more laid-back social setting with introverts, INFJs can meet those introverts on their vibrational level by shifting back to their own INFJ calm and soft-spoken natural core. INFJs are seductive because they can keep up with the extroverts' social speed and lean back with the introverts socially as well. Therefore, INFJs can mix and match with basically anyone on these fundamental personality grounds. The nicknames the social chameleon or the extroverted introvert were given to the INFJ for a reason. How attractive is it to see the INFJ almost seamlessly shapeshift between introversion and extroversion like that to mirror whomever they interact with? A true master of seduction at work. The INFJ's social flexibility is associated with the Seducer archetype, the charmer. So, the 5 Seducer archetypes of the INFJ are the ideal lover, the charmer, the star, the charismatic, and the natural. So now that we know the 9 seductive INFJ traits and the corresponding 5 of the INFJ's typical seducer archetypes, which seducer type suits the INFJ the best? To me it seems that the charmer is the most fitting, as it was also the type mostly associated with the seductive INFJ traits we covered here. There was a commenter who helped me realize this as well. If you're watching, chime in please. The warmth INFJs radiate when socially engaged is a powerful gift that can melt even the iciest of individuals. Now, it takes a lot of practice to develop a high level of INFJ charm, but when we do, it's a captivating interplay to behold. Our INFJ ability to connect is truly something INFJs can offer the world as their wonderful gift to make it relationally speaking a warmer place. What are the remaining 4 seducer archetypes? Here they are. The siren, the rake, the dandy, and the coquette. Our overview of the seducer types seems complete. However, there's one more type. Now, there's one last archetype, which is the antithesis of seduction and attractiveness. A hideous type considered a complete abomination. Avoid doing what this type is doing at all costs. Do not repel everyone you encounter. This type is what Robert Greene calls the anti-seducer.
But there are people who do the opposite. They say the wrong things, they do the wrong things, they dress the wrong way, they take you to the wrong places, they repel you. They are anti-seductive. Nobody wants to be around them, right? And so what are the qualities that make a person anti-seductive? So one of them are people who talk too much, who are always bragging, who always have a story to tell. In the realm of seduction, women often complain of men who explain. They explain everything. They explain exactly what you're doing, what you mean, right? They call it mansplaining, okay? So people who tell you everything, who are doing 95% of the talking, and they don't think they are, they're extremely anti-seductive. People who moralize, who tell you you're wrong, this is what you need to do, this is what's good, this is what's bad, that's anti-seductive, right? They preach to you. People who are always bragging about themselves like they're so great, that's a very anti-seductive quality. I think being vulgar is an anti-seductive quality because it's like you have no self-control. You don't look at yourself and realize what you're saying or how you're dressing or how you're looking is actually kind of off-putting. The anti-seductive person has no self-awareness. They enter life, they don't look in a mirror, they don't think about what they're saying, they just think they're being natural and they offend a lot of people.
That is ridiculous.
Alright everybody, shh, please be quiet. The time has come to reveal the greatest seducer of all time, according to Robert Greene. And the greatest seducer of all time is Casanova. Which seductive INFJ traits do you have? Which of all the seducer archetypes do you think are typical for INFJs? What's your seducer archetype, or do you have multiple ones? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you liked this type of video, let me seduce you into watching this video on your screen. You will like it as well. Check it out and see you there.